YouTube! What's up with y'all, man? Welcome back to another video. Eddie Scott, aka Sailor's Ad, back in the building. Y'all already know what to do. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you're new for more clothing brand, finance, entrepreneurship content. Who are you? Why are you on this video?
Guys, I'm on this video because A, I'm Eddie Scott's roommate,
Yes,
but more
sir.
so importantly, not more so importantly, but definitely I have been able to grow my marketing agency to over 6 figures since I started about 4 years ago. So very grateful to be on this path. I love marketing and I'm excited to chop it up with you guys on this YouTube video today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, my roommate Gabe Myers, and in this video, we just want to talk with you guys. A lot of you guys have been asking for a breakdown, a tutorial of how to run Facebook ads for your clothing brand. So, Gabe, with your expertise in Facebook ads in the digital marketing space, with your marketing agency that you have, just talk to the people a little bit more about your experience with Facebook ads.
100%. So as I said, 4 years ago, I started this marketing agency. Started mainly as a content guy. You know, I was shooting photos for brands, but I knew that I wanted to get into that marketing space. So in 2019, when I signed my first restaurant, I signed a few months after that, and it's been kind of game over since. I've been able to create content for brands and then also, promote via ads the content that I think performs well. I always like putting ads behind content that does well, but I've also been able to run, ads that generate leads for businesses as well. So kind of playing on both sides here, which I love.
Absolutely, that's perfect, that's perfect. And as you guys know, I hope you guys know, when it comes to running a clothing brand, if you want to scale, if you want to market and promote your brand successfully, it takes quality content. And then, like he said, once you have good content, you just back it by putting money behind it with ads. So that's what we're about to get into right now. Let's hop straight into the ad manager to break it down, make it simple for you guys, and show you guys how you can profitably run successful ads for your clothing brand.
And guys, here's what I'll say. When I was getting into the Facebook Business Manager, Meta Business Manager is called right now, I had no idea what was going on because it is complicated. But at the end of the day, it's really not complicated once you get acclimated to it. So that's what we're going to be talking about here in the next segment.
Let's get it. All right, y'all. So as you can see, we are inside of the Facebook Ad Manager. Gabe is about to break down for us what is the Facebook Ad Manager and how to basically navigate your way around it. So take it away, Mr. Myers.
100%, guys. So I just want you to get acclimated with the Facebook Business Manager today. And what you'll see here on the screen is 3 different folders or tabs, if you will. You have campaigns, ad sets, and ads. On the campaign level, that's really the broadest part of your Facebook ad. So let's say if you want to run a Facebook ad campaign where you're testing different ad creatives, you're going to get the different ad creatives in the ad portion all the way on the right side of the screen, but you're going to start by setting up a campaign. So let's click the button create in the top left and we'll go from there. Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. So once you click the create button, you have a decision to make here. Now this is an important decision. What you choose here is going to determine how the rest of your campaign is set up. So with clothing brands, what is the ad that you guys like to run the most?
Absolutely. So as you guys can see, there are 6, I believe, different objectives that you can run with Facebook ads. The number 2, or I should say the 2 objectives I like the most for clothing brands are traffic and sales, right? Traffic, you want to get as many people to your website as possible, and not just as many random people as possible, but you want the right type of traffic to your website, which we'll get into here in a bit when it comes to ad sets and targeting. So traffic, and then sales is more targeted towards generating sales, conversions. And so definitely test both for your brand, because like for a brand like ours, Sailor's Lifestyle, we found that actually just running regular traffic ads perform better than running ads for conversions for sales. So definitely test both for your brand. But yeah, continue, Gabe.
I love it. Yeah, it's interesting to hear your perspective from the clothing brand side of things, because when it comes to the restaurant side of things and what we do for our clients, really trying to drive a lot of engagement, because engagement from what we do with restaurants leads to conversations, and conversations leads to data, which is an important part of any marketing structure. So with that being said, let's hop into a traffic campaign. We'll go from there. So I'm going to click traffic, and there's 2 things that you can do here. You can name your campaign right now, and this is really just organizational purposes, or you can do it while you're creating it. I like to do it at the beginning. So I might say Less Lifestyle style Black Friday campaign, right?
Sure.
And then at the ad set, we'll get into that in a second, but the ad set is really where you identify your targeting, right? You're gonna choose what platforms and what spaces on the platform that you're gonna put your ads, as well as the age and area of your target customers, essentially.
Absolutely.
So let's name that here in a second, but we're actually gonna hop in and click continue. So boom. Now, this is actually a new addition to the Facebook Ads Manager. You can click to create a tailored web traffic campaign, or you can create a manual traffic campaign. I always err on the side of manual because I just like to have more control over it.
Yeah.
How about you?
No, I love control. You gotta have control in your business, so absolutely.
100%. So let's click continue, and boom. Now we have our Black Friday campaign set up. Now let's get into the ad set. So once you get to the ad set, again, this is determining the targeting of your ad. So now you get to choose where the conversion location is. You can send traffic to your website, you can send traffic to your app, into Messenger and WhatsApp, or get people to call your business using the call feature. Now I imagine with Say Less Lifestyle and with any clothing brand, you're trying to get people on the website. Is that correct?
That is correct.
100%. Okay, so you're gonna click on website, and then obviously you get to choose your budget, your start date, end date. Guys, from personal experience, make sure that you're choosing your budget wisely as well as your start and end date, because if you accidentally throw an extra zero in there, it's gonna hurt your wallet. So be careful about that. With that being said, guys, let's say you're running Black Friday. So this is right around
End of November.
End of November. So maybe it's Friday to maybe the end of the month. So the 30th, we'll call it. And now you get into the audience. So guys, you have to test different audiences. It's good to have multiple ad sets under the same campaign. You might want to test, does the 18 to 35 segment work better than the 35 to 65 segment, depending on what it is that you're selling. So be very specific. Marketing is all about data, right? Don't just put out what you think is gonna work. Let the numbers speak for themselves. What is the lowest cost per click? Is Instagram getting better traffic than Facebook? You have to test these things and just let the data speak for itself.
Absolutely. And one thing I'll say on that, like Gabe said, you have to test. It's all about collecting data. You may think that one set of data is going to work perfectly for your brand, right? So, for example, with Say Less Lifestyle being in the fitness motivational niche, I may run an ad thinking, oh, in my ad set, let me just put gym wear, Fabletics, a bunch of motivational and fitness type brands and different interests based in the gym wear niche. But after testing, I may see that people who are into streetwear and fashion are actually more interested in my product in the ad than what I initially thought. So that's why it's so important, and I stress this in a lot of other videos with you guys, to test, and then once you find what works, then you can really scale it and put more effort, more money, more energy into it. So yeah.
I love it. Yeah, no, very great point. You guys have to test things. And speaking of testing things, you can test a couple different things. So let's start with the age demographic, right? You can come in here, switch up your age from 18 to 65. Maybe you're targeting a younger demographic, right? So you could do 18 to 29. Then you could create another ad set that's 30 to 39, and you could just test like that. But there's also other variables to test, such as gender, as well as detailed targeting. Eddie, do you want to speak a little bit towards detailed targeting?
Right, so detailed targeting, essentially, another word that you could use is interest. So what are the specific interests or topics that you want to focus on with your marketing? So, like I just mentioned, being in the fitness niche, some interests that I may use in this detailed targeting section are gym, CrossFit, sports, basketball, football, weightlifting, right? So
Fabletics.
Different interests, Fabletics, even other brands that are in your niche. If you are a more designer, high-end fashion type brand, you could put in interests such as Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada. You see what I'm saying? So definitely test a bunch of different interests. And yeah, what else do you have to say on that? Yeah,
I think it just depends on the business that you guys run. A lot of you guys run clothing brands out there, so you guys are going to be using these detailed targeting keywords such as Fabletics and gyms and motivation and whatnot. I will say you don't always need those if you're running a local business that's marketable to a ton of people. For example, I work with restaurants. Everybody loves food. No one is really going to be upset if they see a mouth-watering burrito coming down their feed, right? That is an engaging piece of content. So depending on what it is that you do, you may find that you need detailed targeting more in some niches than you do in others.
Yeah, and last thing I'll say on that, even with clothing brands, you know, the algorithms are so advanced nowadays with a platform such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these social media platforms. Sometimes they know your audience better than you do. So even sometimes just testing a broad audience, like just setting the age and location, the country that you're targeting, that you're marketing to, and let the algorithm do the rest of the work for you. So definitely test running broad audiences in your assets as well.
100%.
Yeah.
So guys, let's move on to the placement side of things. Now here's where it gets, here's where you have a lot of decisions to make, right? You get to choose what device you're gonna run it on, as well as the platforms that you're gonna run it on. So guys, today we live in a mobile society. I like to run my ads on mobile only. But that being said, don't take my word for it. Test it and see what works best for you. So if you wanted to test it, right, I'd come in here, I'd switch this to mobile only. I might come in and say, hey, this is 18 to 29, mobile only on, mobile, I can't type, guys. Mobile only, Facebook and IG feed. Right? You could test Facebook feed only, Instagram feed only, but let's say we're gonna go with Facebook and Instagram feed ads only. So then I come down here, I got mobile checked, I'm gonna unclick audience network, I'm gonna unclick messenger, I'm gonna unclick all these story reels, in-stream search results, in articles, and then I'm gonna go down here to feed. You have a ton of decisions to make here. Instagram profile feed, I don't really wanna, I like Facebook feed and Instagram feed the best, but that's just my personal preference. What about you, Eddie?
Yeah, definitely Facebook and Instagram feeds. Just think about it. A big thing with business and marketing, you have to think from the customer's perspective, right? So if you see another brand pop on your Instagram feed, you're more likely to possibly click on it if you're just in your natural scroll and you see a really engaging picture of somebody's brand, right? If you're in Facebook Messenger, right, or some other of these options they may give you, it may not be the most opportune time to show somebody your brand. But as we keep saying, you gotta test. So I would definitely say sticking with Facebook feed and Instagram feed will more than likely get you the best results.
100%, guys. So yeah, test it, do your thing. I'm even gonna show you guys my commitment to testing, and I'm gonna take off Facebook feed here, and I'm gonna say, hey, let's create a different ad set if we wanna test the Facebook feed. So I'm gonna unclick Facebook feed here. We're just gonna go to Instagram. You guys don't need to segment your ad sets too much. Don't worry about it too much, but definitely test things, test different variables to see which one converts best. So with that being said, now we have our ad set here. Are you ready to move on to the next step?
Let's do it.
100%. So now we're gonna click the next button. Here is where we set up the actual ad. Everything else that we've done has been, business facing. It's been for you, for your organization, for who it is that you're targeting. Now we're about to create what the customer is going to see.
Yeah,
so
real quick before you continue, I'm gonna get a little creative for you right here. So if I'll airdrop it to you and you could, throw it up on the screen for them.
100%.
They get a good idea. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, so now guys, if you have your ad account, you're gonna hook it up to your page and your brand, and that's where you can select the Instagram account as well. You're gonna name your ad here as well. Again, be organized, because as you're clicking through your campaigns, your ad sets, and your ads, and you create more and more ads, you wanna know which one is tied to which. So what I like to do is type in the name of the campaign and then what ad it is, right?
You see the airdrop coming through?
100%. We're gonna save to downloads. We'll use that here in a second.
Sure.
So I'm gonna say Say Less, Lifestyle, Black Friday, campaign, ad 1, right? I'm just gonna say ad 1. And I'm even gonna go back to the ad set level as well. I'm gonna put that same campaign here. The problem that I have run into, guys, is when I come up with different campaigns over time, and then I click over to the ad set level, because you can do that, you can go from tab to tab. I see all these different ad sets and I have no idea what campaign they're attached to. So I like to put the campaign name in both the campaign, the ad set, and the ad level. You do that too?
I don't. I'm about to start doing that now. See, that's some gems right there. That's why he's on this video. So I love that.
100%, guys. Hey, just happy to help. Happy to help where I can. Okay, so now we get to the actual ad creation, right? So obviously we're gonna go manual upload. There's a couple different formats that you can upload in. You can do carousel, collection, single image, or video. I think Say Less Lifestyle typically does a carousel as well as a single image as well, right?
Yeah.
100%. You know, as Eddie's roommate, I've seen a lot of those ads go out, so I love it.
Absolutely. Real quick, I will say, if you don't mind scrolling back up
100%.
to where it says Instagram account, so you guys see the red box where it's highlighted for Instagram account. If you, well, I'm not going to say if you have a clothing brand, you should have an Instagram account, no question about it. But definitely you will want to connect your Instagram account to your ad manager, because this way, whenever somebody scrolls and they see your ad, then they'll be able to click on your profile and it'll take them straight away to your Instagram profile, so that the customer, the potential customer, can get a better idea of what your brand is all about. And then also, last thing I would say with the Instagram account, where it says manual upload, where it says create ad, if you don't mind clicking that drop down, you could use an existing post from your Instagram. And this is key for social proof, right? Social proof. So let's say you have your best performing piece of content, right, that already has 1,000 likes. Go ahead and throw that exact ad or that exact piece of content into your ad manager, so that whenever somebody sees the ad, it already has your previous amount of likes, previous engagement, all the comments, all the shares, so that it boosts social proof. Because people are more likely to buy from your brand if they see it has a bunch of likes and comments and people are responding to it well, than if it maybe doesn't have any engagement, if it's just a regular ad. So that's just a little clothing brand or just a general ad tip hack trick for you guys. So
guys, that is a gem right there. I hope you guys are taking notes, because what he just said is going to save your business money on advertising costs. If you have a piece of organic that is performing well, putting money behind it is just going to put it in front of more people for a cheaper cost. If you have a bad piece of creative, your ad costs are going to go up, because it's going to take more dollars, because Facebook and Meta essentially is going to have to show your ad to more people to get the same amount of clicks. If you have a great piece of organic content, Facebook, Meta, will have to show your content to less people to get the same amount of clicks. So anytime that you have a piece of organic content performing super well, put some money behind it. It's going to do good things for your business.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, let's say that using a creative or using an existing post is pretty easy, so we're not going to spend too much time on that, but let's go right into the create ad. All right, guys, we're back. So now that we got the photo in here, we clicked add photo, add creative, and we selected it from our computer. We're here now. So boom, now we got the photo in here. Here's what I'll say, guys. When you get to this step, I typically don't use the standard enhancements. I'm a photo guy. I'm a content guy as well as a marketer, and so my photos typically look pretty good coming into it. So I don't know. What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, because I would definitely say with your brand, a powerful thing with branding is having a brand aesthetic, right? If you come over to Sailor's Lifestyle's Instagram page, you'll see that we have a specific filter that we use on all of our images that give you that motivational, emotional type feeling whenever you see it. And so you definitely want to come up with a certain filter or preset, whatever it may be, that people come to your images, your Instagram profile, your ads, and they're like, okay, I recognize this brand based off the aesthetic. So you should definitely be doing, a good amount of photo or video editing on your own, and maybe not necessarily letting Facebook do it for you.
100%. Control your aesthetic, guys.
Yes.
Your brand is everything. Make sure you take care of it.
Yes.
So that being said, I'm going to click done here, and we're going to hop back into Facebook Ads Manager. So here is where you write the copy of your ad. Now, the ad, what I like to say is that the creative stops people and the copy engages people. Obviously, the creative engages people too, because they're stopping, but what I mean when I say engagement is that they're stopping to read, they're stopping to learn. If you can get them to stop and read for a second, the chance that they click is going to be a lot higher. So you have to not only have a good piece of creative, but the copy is important too. What do you think about that?
I don't have any more to say on that. That was beautiful.
I love it. So let's hop in here to primary text. Now the primary text, again, is what customers are going to be reading. So Eddie, what would you say about this? Do more and say less shirt.
Man, so I would say a couple of things with copy. Like you said, say it one more time about how the creative stops people, but the copy engages, right?
Yep, creative will stop people. Creative will catch people's attention, will stop the scroll. You need to have a piece of creative that is gonna stop people from scrolling down their feed. Guys, a lot of times I'm on my phone and I see an ad come through and I just keep scrolling because it didn't grab me. But there's other ads which in the first half second that I look at them, I'm like, oh, let me look at this a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Oh, as a matter of fact, Now I'm interested. Now let me see what's going on in the caption. Let me see what they're actually offering. And at that point, if the caption is well written, if the copy is well written, I am engaged, and I might even click on that ad depending on what it is. And if it speaks to me, that is what the copy has to do. It has to speak to one person. One person, guys. Who is your ideal customer?
Yes.
Talk to that person. If it's Joe in, New York, who is a 25-year-old who loves fitness, then you need to write copy to Joe specifically.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. That was awesome. Say with copy, I guess when it comes to clothing brands, I'm over here looking at one of our best performing ads. There are a couple of different keys that you want to hit. And so, the main one is you want to let people know what you're selling them, right? So if we have this do more, say less shirt here, something very simple, obviously test different phrases, different types of language that will engage your customer, but something very simple you could say, do more and say less shirt is available now, right? Very simple. It is confirming what they already saw in the creative, and now you're letting them know that it's available now on your website. So if they want to go get this do more, say less shirt, they have to come to our website, and it's available on our website, right? So that's the first thing. Let them know the product is available. Secondly, you want to engage people beyond just the product and into your brand, right? Something that I tell you guys often in these videos is that people don't buy your clothes. They're buying your brand. They're buying the message, the meaning, and the story behind the clothing. So tell people the emotion, the story, the message behind this product. So if this is a Do More Say Less shirt from Say Less Lifestyle, maybe something I'll say is, show people, this is pretty corny, so I'll maybe want to do this, but show people that you work in silence. This, and now if it's a summer item, right? Show people that you work in silence this summer with our latest drop from Say Less Lifestyle, right? Something that's engaging, talking about our brand, Say Less Lifestyle, maybe just more than just a product, and then giving them that emotion behind the product, right? And then a big thing, getting down to the end of the copy, you want to keep it as short, as concise as possible. You don't want people reading for hours, because they'll just keep scrolling. Make it short to the point. People don't like to read too much. But, one of the last things you want to add is an offer, right? So you show people what the product is that you have. You engage people with your brand. Now give them an offer, right? Move them to action. Give them a call to action, right? So something I like to do is give them either a discount code or let them know they have free shipping. So maybe you could say, use code do more at checkout for free shipping, right? So now everybody loves a deal, right? And everybody especially loves something for free. So if you use the word free in your offer, say, hey, use this code for free shipping, that's going to engage your audience, your customer, let them know to go to the next step, which, last thing I like to add is something as simple as shop now. And as you guys will see later, when Gabe gets to, as he's doing right now, you'll see that it will connect with this button. So if it says shop now, whenever it pops up in the bottom of the ad, and then you say shop now at the bottom of your copy, it's that congruency. So now if they want to go shop now, their next natural action is to go click the shop now button, boom, and now you just converted somebody from never hearing about your brand before to now they're on your website ready to purchase an item.
Love it. Yeah, it's well said. Well said, I must say. So with that being said, guys, when you get into the call to action button section, you can change it based off of what you're doing, right? It might be get offer. It might be get offer depending on what your campaign is, right? So for example, if let's say we were running a different ad, right? Let's say we were running, let's just say consistent with the Black Friday thing for a second, right? What if it was do more and say less shirt is available now, and then in the first line where people can still see, or you might have to switch it based off of the platform. On Facebook, you could see more text than you can on Instagram from the beginning. So rewrite your copy based off of what platform you're on as well, guys. But you might say, hey, use code do more for free shipping, and then you say get offer, and then link right to the shirt where they can go from there. Absolutely. So depending on what your guys' DCA, as we like to say, your definite chief aim, that is what the call to action button that you want, that's, it relates, right? So
yeah, and then as we've been saying throughout this entire video, test. Just test different CTAs or calls to action. See what works best for your brand. So
I love
to
it.
say on that. Yeah.
Cool. So now we got our copy. Now we got our call to action button. We have a headline in here as well. Let's throw a headline on here. What do you got?
Sure. Let's say new drop. Something that's simple. If you want to craft it up, how you would like new drop, right?
100%. New drop. Okay, guys. The headline. Just make sure it relates back to the copy and the ad in some way. Don't just throw whatever you're thinking on there. Make sure it relates. When I'm running offers for restaurants, what I like to say, and again, this relates to different platforms differently, but if I'm running a buy one get one free pizza, I'm going to say click the get offer button right now, or click the send message button, or let us know below, right? Depending on what campaign it is. So make sure everything in your ad points to one call to action. It should all be congruent, right?
Yes.
With that being said, guys, we're going to move on to the website portion of it. Here's where you're going to connect your Shopify store, whatever platform that you use to sell your merchandise on. Or, if you're joining us from a different niche, whatever it is that you want to link, here's where you do it. You just pop in your URL. I'm going to say Say Less Lifestyle. What is it? SayLessLifestyle.com/shop.
Yeah, you can do /shop. And one thing I'll say for you guys, this is a gem for you that I'm giving some expert secrets here. But when it comes to advertising, you want to make sure that you're tracking everything, that you're collecting, like Gabe's been saying, as much data as possible. So one thing that I recommend for you guys is installing a link tracker on your Shopify store, Wix store, whatever platform you may use. Install a link tracker so you could create a custom link that Gabe could put in here. And so now we would know, if we ran this ad, we would know how many people clicked on this exact ad from not only just from Facebook, we'll also be able to see in our Shopify or e-commerce platform how many people clicked, how many people added to cart, how many people actually bought, how many people abandoned cart, right? This is all important information to know which ads, the more ads you're testing, you're able to know which ads are converting the best, which ads are performing the best.
Yeah, as Eddie was saying, connected to what Eddie was saying, marketing is as much of an art as it is a science, but in many ways, guys, it's more of a science than it is an art. Right? You have to learn the principles in order to be successful, but at the end of the day, it's data which speaks the loudest.
Yes.
And guys, you're seeing this with TikTok right now. All these traditional marketing agencies are coming and trying to use TikTok like a billboard that they would put off the side of the highway. Very professional, but then you have, TikToks of cats that are dancing with weird music going viral for all these major brands, right? So you have to understand the platforms. You have to understand what is working and what is driving attention for the cheapest cost. It's what Gary Vaynerchuk talks about, underpriced attention. Find it, guys.
Wow, and I'll say with that, with a platform, Facebook and Instagram are connected for this example, but with Facebook, Instagram, I definitely would say that the more professional type content is more effective, and that's something that has worked for us. But as you keep saying, test.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up. I think with the clothing brand, obviously I'll take your experience on that and validate it as you have done what you've done. But on the restaurant side of things, sometimes it's the photo of a massive burger taken with your iPhone where the bun is slipping off because there's such a large piece of beef and cheese on there and onion and lettuce.
Natural.
Yeah, it's very natural. When you see it, you when you're scrolling as a customer, you're like, oh my goodness, it's like my friend posted that. That's the feel it gives off. If you post a picture of a burger that looks like it's supposed to be off the side of the highway, people aren't always stopping to click on that. I will say that.
That's good.
100%. So test, guys. So with that being said, now you have your link in there. Now you have your ad created. It's time to click publish. You're going to click the publish button here. Once you click publish, guys, it is going to ask for your payment information, so make sure you connect that, and after you get it all connected and good to go, it's gonna put you in probably a 5 to 24 hour, 1 to 24 hour review period where Facebook's Meta's AI technology is gonna look at your ad, make sure it's all good to go, make sure that your ad gets published so that your brand is moving in the right direction. There's some times where if you don't have the proper notifications on, where you realize why isn't my Shopify traffic up? And then you come back and you realize that your ad was, not approved for some reason.
Yeah, and I know one question that I get a lot from you guys is, how much should you be spending on your advertising? A good strategy that we use, that I recommend for you guys, as you guys can see through this tutorial, there are 3 different, I'll just get straight into it because I'm not remembering the proper name. There's a campaign, there is the ad set, and there's the ads, right? So let's say you have 3 different ad sets, right? Let's say one is based on age, one is based on one interest, and one is based on another interest, right? Put, let's say, 2 different ads inside of each ad set. So one ad is maybe a still picture, one ad is a video, right? And test those, maybe put $5 on each ad, which essentially, if you're doing it from the ad set, let's say you put $5 on each ad set, right? So 5 times 5 times 5, spending $15 a day, but the $5 in the one ad set is getting tested across 2 ads, so maybe $2.50 per ad. And then even with that little amount of money, Facebook can do a lot with that. So you could come in after a couple of hours or even the next day and see, hey, the $2.50 that was spent on the picture got me, let's say, 5 link clicks, but the $2.50 that was spent on the video got me 20 link clicks, right? And so then you know, okay, let me maybe cut the photo and put more money behind the video, right? And then do the same thing across different ad sets. Always cut your worst performing ads and then put more money into your best performing ads. And that is how you're going to scale your ads to eventually grow to that 6-figure level, whatever your goals are for your brand. So yeah, that's a little bit of a pricing structure.
Yeah, to that point, just to add on to that, guys, I should have said this earlier, but the ad set is where you test the audience. It's where you're testing, hey, let's target males versus females. Let's target, young people versus older people, or this platform versus that platform. The ad level is where you test the creative, where you say, hey, I'm gonna have this picture versus this picture. And then once you see which picture performs better, or which piece of content, which video perhaps, if you're using a video, then you can come in and you can say, okay, now that I got the creative that performs better, let me switch out the first line in each photo, or in each ad. So I can say, hey, use code DO MORE to get free shipping when you check out. Or you could use what we already have in here, which is DO MORE, and say less shirt is available now. You guys just need to test it. Yeah. So again, ad set is where you test the audience, ad is where you test the creative and the caption.
Yeah. All right, guys, as you can see, we went over so much information. Gabe provided so much value to you guys. So we appreciate you hopping on the video. Hey, one thing I will say is that was just like the basics that we covered of the Facebook Ad Manager. There is so much more that we could get into, but with a platform like Facebook Ad Manager, I know a lot of you guys probably want to run TikTok ads as well. Once you learn how to run Facebook ads, the TikTok Ad Manager is essentially the same thing. And I've also dropped a video for you guys on TikTok ads for your brand. So definitely check that out. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say before we get up out of here?
No, guys, thanks for letting me spend some time with you. If you guys want me back, if you guys want to chat any bit more, just tell Eddie. And we are close. We sleep in the same room right now, so he'll have me back on for sure. And we'll be here to drop some more value for you guys.
More value. It's all about value. But yeah, definitely let us know in the comment section below what questions you may have, any follow-up videos that you may want us to make. Gabe, tell the people where they can follow you on social media.
Great question, Eddie. Yes. Yeah, so you guys can hit me at Instagram at gabe.myers, MEYERS. I'm on TikTok at gabe.myers as well. And I just started my brand new YouTube channel. I'm going to be coming at you guys with more content just like this. So look me up, Gabe Myers, and I'm sure Eddie will be linking that channel in the description.
Oh yeah, in the description, man. Go turn my boy up before he even starts getting crazy with his YouTube. Go turn him up for that marketing, finance, entrepreneurship content. With that being said, that's the end of this video. Be sure to leave a like for YouTube algorithm, subscribe, comment, do all that fun YouTube stuff. You already know the deal. If you need one-on-one mentorship for your clothing brand, want to take your brand to the next level, DM me on Instagram at SayLessEd. I'll be happy to help. I don't think I have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to say?
No. Guys, we want to connect with you. Be sure to get in contact with us. We'd love to hear from you.
God bless. Have a great rest of your day. Utilize this info. Hey, give the people, I like to usually end off with a quick word of wisdom. So what's the word of wisdom for today?
Man. When the day reaches an end, make sure you can look at the man in the mirror and be proud of him or her, whoever it is. So if there's something that is deep down in your heart that you got to do, that's eating away at you, make sure you do it.
We're out of here, man.
Let's go.